Alright, so at long last, I am finally doing it. I'm finally going to talk about Trigun. Uh, why did it take me so long to do Trigun? That's a good question. Well, one, I watched through the entire series again, and it's been a while since I'd seen it. I wanted to have enough to talk about the series as a whole. Secondly, I watched the series again. This time I watched it in the Japanese sub to glean any differences between the English dub and the Japanese sub. Then I had to take notes on it. Then other stuff got in the way, and I felt like I wasn't ready to talk about Trigun just yet. And at long last, here I am, finally talking about Trigun. So let's jump in, shall we? So for those who don't know, Trigun is an anime series from the late 90s, like 1998, I want to say. It's like a sci-fi western story about this guy known as Vash Stampede. He has this reputation as like this hardened criminal. He has like a huge bounty on his head. He's regarded as like a cold-blooded killer. And Vash himself is none of these things. He does have a huge bounty on his head, but he's not a cold-blooded killer. He's not this fierce, badass guy. Although he has moments of badassery. He is just a very friendly, kind of goofy guy who actually doesn't want to shoot anybody. He doesn't want to hurt anybody. He doesn't want to kill anyone. He's a peace-loving guy. His whole spiritual philosophy is of, as he says, love and peace. He's great with a gun, and he can hit anything within a mile, but he doesn't like being forced into using it. If at all possible, Vash will try to get out of it by negotiating situations, by trying to talk to the other party. However, unfortunately, fate has other plans in store, and Vash inevitably has to come back and use his gun more often than he cares to. Vash has a tortured past. There's certain people and things that in his past he's not proud of. He has hurt many people, and that is what forced him into this philosophy of peaceful stoicism that doesn't want to hurt anyone. Which he tries to uphold at all times. The way the series is written is kind of a fable in a way. Fable stating that no matter how much you may not want to hurt anyone, you inevitably will. How much you may want to resist violence at any cost. There are times when life will present opportunities wherein the only recourse is to be violent. And realistically, I mean, situations 9 times out of 10 can be solved through talking, but that one, it's a very well written show. It's very funny. It's very dramatic. There's a lot of great characters, not just Vash. There's other great characters like Meryl Streep and Millie Thompson, who are insurance agents who follow around and can provide interesting commentary and comedic relief throughout the series. My favorite character is a guy named Nicholas Wolfwood, who is a priest with also a, scarred past, who is less inclined to be a peaceful guy than Vash is. Wolfwood is more of he doesn't want to hurt anybody, but at the same time, he's not as resistant to draw his guns when need be, despite him being a man of God. There's some interesting villains in this show. There's a character named Knives. Knives is an evil guy, and he has a relationship with Vash that the series explores. I don't want to spoil anything because this is definitely worth watching. Trigun's one of my favorite anime series. There's a reason it's regarded as one of the best anime series. There's a reason why it has widespread acclaim and popularity, and why it's regarded as an anime classic. Many otaku have come to it and have not come away disappointed, myself included. So I more than highly recommend you giving it a watch. One thing I really like about it is its setting. It's set on a planet that is very Wild West themed. It feels like a futuristic cowboy story. It's definitely going for like a Western vibe, which when I first saw it, this was my first experience with like something like that. I'd never seen a science fiction Western or a Weird West story before. When I was a kid, this blew my mind. And I still don't see it very often. There's a lot of media that's set in the West and is Western, but it's more of the traditional kind. It's more of, the Louis L'Amour stuff, the Lonesome Dove stuff. It's more of that nature. Most of the Westerns I see aren't the sci-fi, Weird West kind of stuff. The only examples I can really think of are Trigun and Firefly. That's about it. And Firefly is more just a Western in theme than in presentation. So definitely give Trigun a watch. It's definitely worth watching. There's so many good episodes. It's 26 episodes long. It's not a long show at all. You could easily sit through it. You could binge through it through a weekend. And you won't be disappointed. It's a great show. There's a lot of drama in this show, and there's a lot of interesting, thought-provoking themes and points that come up in this show. And Vash, for his seemingly goofy nature, is actually a very complex guy, and he's harboring a lot that he doesn't let on. On the surface, he's this wacky goofball that gets into all this trouble, but deep down, he's harboring a lot of pain and a lot of sadness, and it comes through. And you see why that happens in the show. So, take it from me. Watch Trigun. Awesome. Thanks for watching this video. Sorry it took me so goddamn long to do, but that's how it goes. So, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.